IBIKITALKS out here. I'm back again with another video. Got a special guest.
Cozart, personal development mentor and coach.
My name is Jason, fitness self-improvement coach.
And so today we're going to be talking about, how us as individuals can help ourselves, with personal development, coaching, fitness, relationships. So yeah. So let's get into the first topic. Let's talk about personal development. What is personal development to you lot? What does it mean to you lot?
I think for me, personal development is just about bettering yourself and just getting better as an individual, going from one level to the next level to the next level, just developing yourself, reaching your potential and just being the best that you can be.
Okay, what about for you, Jason?
Took the words right out of my mouth. It's basically, in my opinion, stepping up a level in your life, improving, being self-aware as well, because you can't grow without being aware of where you are now, without no accountability. Yeah.
So what age did you come to the realization of, listen, let me sort my life out because I've been, messing around, not trying to focus on myself? For you, man.
Was it last year? I think it was last year, It was last year. It was when...
When you was 20?
Huh?
When you was 20?
Yeah, I think. I'm trying to think if it was late. No, I don't know if it was late 2020 or
I think
early 2021. Because that's when I first started reading. The first book I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Then after I read that book, that's when I was like, I'm not who I think I was, and I need to get better, do you know what I mean? And that's when I was like, okay, cool. There's more stuff I need to learn, and then that's basically where it started.
I think the book Rich Dad Poor Dad was literally the start for us to for people who want to be in financial literacy to start their journey of wealth. I think that was the book that was the start, because that was one of the first wealth books I read, and I learned a lot from that. How you got the asset, the liabilities, and the cash flow quadrant and everything like that. What would you say your favorite part of the book was?
I'm gonna say the beginning bit. But before,
I'm gonna say.
Now, do you know why I say the beginning bit? Is because when he's basically talking about his experience with the rich dad and his poor dad, I could kind of relate, because in my situation, the rich dad was basically my uncle, because he was teaching me all this financially literacy stuff, and I didn't know what he was talking about because I was young. But then the rich dad's poor dad, Robert Kiyosaki's author, his poor dad was the poor dad was telling Robert Kiyosaki. My dad was telling me the same thing, so I kind of related with in terms of the balance.
Okay, so what about for you, Jason?
I'm not copying, bro, but mine's also the beginning as well, only because I could kind of relate to him. So him and his friend, what's his friend's name? I can't remember his name. But yeah, they wanted a way to make money, so they had to become creative in that sense, and they were young. And from a young age as well, I realized I needed to make money, so I had to find a way to do so. And then I started selling Lucozade at the age of 14. Yeah, in year 9, end of year 9, I started selling Lucozade. So in that kind of way, we're both similar. We both had to. Cause I know him and I think his friend's name's Mike. They started making fake money at first, but they never knew it was illegal. And what I was doing was kind of illegal, but because you can't sell Lucozade separately. And you're not allowed to sell it in school as well either. So I was kind of doing something legal in that sense.
Well, you make better profit out of it, right?
Yeah, made profit, man, big profit.
So yeah, that's good.
Kind of relatable.
My favorite part of the book was when he's talking about the asset and the liability, because it's a thing where a lot of people today in the society, they still don't really have that knowledge, because so many people have been programmed to go to school all the time and not really get that knowledge of financial literacy. So it's liability, car bills and all these things like that. Instead of saying let me rent out a car, or let me try and buy an asset that will pay the thing, pay the thing off. So it's no one's really taught to no one's really taught to make money. Everyone's taught to make money and just go and make money and just go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the book, and it literally just built something in my mind to structure me in a way of I can go about moving smart instead of moving out other people are moving.
There's a quote that I remember from the book talking about assets versus liabilities, and it said rich people buy assets. Yeah, so rich people buy assets, and then the poor and middle class people buy liability. No, they
Yeah.
buy luxuries thinking that they're liability.
No, they buy luxuries thinking that they're assets.
Yeah, that's it. So they buy assets thinking that they're.
In time, but it's liabilities.
Yeah, that's it. You took the words out of my mouth again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So
That's one quote that I always say.
apart from like Rich Dad Poor Dad, is there any other books that you lot have read to follow that up?
Yeah, the next book I read after that was Think and Grow Rich. But that was only because at the end of Rich Dad Poor Dad, he recommends reading Think and Grow Rich. I was like, cool, let's buy this one. Bought it, but I read like a quarter of it, but I didn't like it. So I just said, you know what, I'm not going to read this. I was kind of slacked off. But there's only like this year, like the past few months, I said, you know what, let me try and read this book again to see if I actually like it. And it turns out the book is amazing. But I realised the only reason why I didn't like the book was because I didn't understand the book. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was like the early stages of me learning about money, finance and visualization, the whole mindset things. I just didn't understand it. But now that I've read so many books before, now going back to Think and Grow Rich, I now understand it. So I'd say that book and Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eckhart. I don't know how to say his name. That book is 20 out of 10. The book is absolutely amazing.
Make sure you lot, read that book, bro.
I recommended it to you before. I need to read it.
So you see when like people read books, how would you advise people to go about and not reading books instead of just,
There's different ways for different people because it depends on how you learn as an individual. Like me, I've always liked writing, I like words. So for me to pick up a book and open up a book, it's not really a problem. But for someone that might find books boring, they might take better to summaries or audio books. But I would I personally recommend actually reading the
physical book,
because my friend Malik, he basically told me this theory where sometimes the quicker you learn something is the quicker you forget. Because if you listen to an audiobook, you might remember, you might say, oh, that's a gem or whatever, but then 2 months down the line, 1, you probably forgot about it, 2, you haven't implemented it into your life, so it just goes to the back of your brain and you never think about it again. But whereas when you actually have a physical book and you're writing on the book, 1, like, because you've physically done something, you'll remember, and let's say 2 months down the line, you want to reinforce the information in your mind, you can now go back to the book and look at the things that you've actually written and be like, oh, I remember that, do you know what I'm saying? That's the way I would recommend going about it.
Yeah.
How about you?
So, in my opinion, there's 2 ways to read a book. There's 2 ways of going about it. 1, you can either read it, just read it, or you can read it and understand it. Now, I had a problem where when I first started reading, I was just reading books. I wasn't implementing it in my life, I wasn't using it. Just literally open the page, reading it onto the next page. Until I've started rereading the books which I read before. And then I actually started reading it, underlining things, then transferring what I've learned from that book into another book, which I have, it's called like a quote book or whatever, writing all the important quotes. And then I try my best to like implement it into my life. In that way you understand it. And if you talk about what you've read as well, so for example, if I'm able to talk about the books I read to Cozart, then it stays in my brain for much more longer and it's more easier for me to even apply it to my life instead of just reading off a book of paper and not implementing it to your life.
One thing I would say as well is for new readers is to basically don't fall into the trap of trying to read like 100 books. Because there's a video by Alex Hormozy on TikTok. He basically said that it's better to read 1 good book than 5 mediocre books. And that was basically the problem that I experienced in my early times when it came to reading.
So about quality, not quantity, you get me?
Definitely. So what I was basically doing, I'll call it ego reading. I was just reading book after book after book after book just to be able to say that, I've read
social media.
and just to say that, I've read X amount of books. But so now basically what I'm basically doing is just focusing on 1 book, take all the information from that book, actually implement it into your life, get to a stage where you can actually teach the concepts of that book, and once you feel comfortable, then move on to the next book.
Okay, that's good. Alright. So obviously moving on now, so for you to like stay consistent, what key factors are, in you to help you do what you do?
I'm going to say, I've been working on my discipline. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the most disciplined guy, but I've been working on that. But one thing I do, one thing that helps me stay consistent, I have something called a discipline tracker, where I basically have tasks and days in the week where I can just tick it off. So, and the reason why it helps me stay consistent is because if I'm not consistent, it's X's. So now I've got a sheet of paper just full of X, and it makes me feel rubbish. So just me being able to physically tick something, it kind of gives you that sense of accomplishment. So that's what helps me personally stay consistent.
Let me just add on to that. His discipline tracker, it really helps.
Yeah.
It really helps. Like I started using it and it's made me more aware of the things that I'm doing and the things I'm not doing. Like it's actually really beneficial to my life. Like again, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the most disciplined person. There are things that I wish I could improve on, which I'm still trying to improve on. But having something to track your progress and track the things that you're doing is very key. So look into that discipline track 100%.
Yeah, because I've been seeing it, and like what I tend to do, you know, to keep myself in track, I always have notes in my room everywhere. And something I picked up from you as well is the vision board. I recently I printed out you know, a couple of sheets and put out like my wants, and I just put it down there. So every time I wake up, I just look at that. Then I look at my discipline track, because I'm like, okay, now I need to know how to pick up. Because that's really helpful, having a mood board like what you want, you know what I'm saying?
And journaling as well, actually.
Yeah.
Journaling. I realise that really helps, man.
I think with the vision board as well, what it basically does, it kind of reinforces the things that you want in life. So when you're not consistent, you're basically doing yourself a disservice. You're basically saying to yourself, oh, I don't really want these things. So when you have the vision board and to look at, it kind of reminds you that I'm being consistent because I want this end result. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like people might just find it difficult to be consistent when they don't have something to be consistent for. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you think health plays a big factor in consistency?
I'll let you answer that. You're more healthy than me.
In what terms? Like,
just like in fitness.
Okay. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Take it away.
Okay. If you're someone who's, you know, I'm just gonna say, if you're fat, overweight, or whatever, you should be disciplined to get into the best shape of your life. Reason being because, like, you know what they say, health is wealth. Like, you can't be overweight and thinking you're healthy. Don't let society tell you different. Like, we're now starting to glorify people that are overweight and glorify unhealthy eating with all these new fast food shops and stuff. Like, it's not the best. And I'm not saying you can't eat those things, just eat in moderation. But going back to your question, I kind of skipped the question, I can't lie.
Nah, it's cool.
But yeah.
You lost
the words.
Talk about like fitness.
Okay, but I can talk about me, for example. So when I was skinny, I didn't enjoy it. Like, I really hated it. I wanted to become muscular, I wanted to be fit. And that really did help my discipline because I knew what I wanted to become. So I always had the image in my head of the person I wanted to be. So that did help with consistency and going to the gym. It helped with eating more, knowing what to eat, what not to eat, how to train, all of that. So knowing what you want in life will definitely help with you being consistent and disciplined. So having like a mood board, what you're talking about, a want board of all the things you want, very key.
Yeah, very key.
I think even in general, like, I think the overall thing that would help someone be consistent, and it helps me as well, is just having an end result of what you want to see. That's like, even in terms of like fitness, I started going to the gym because I didn't look how my body looked. I didn't like how my body looked, sorry. I just wanted to get muscly and just, you know, and be fit, you know what I'm saying, and be strong. So when I'm not being consistent in the gym, I'm basically telling myself I don't want to be that person. I'm not going to be that person. And because I want to be that person, it means I'm going to be consistent, you know what I mean?
Oh, another thing actually. This is one thing I always say. Have a why. Having a why makes everything so much more easier. Like, even in terms of fitness, like, I'll be honest, when I first started, my reason was all for the bad reasons. I wanted to get fit for girls. I'll be honest.
Come on, all of us.
I wanted to get muscular for girls. I thought it would help me get more girls and that. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it didn't. Like, you know, it helped me a bit. But once you fall in love with the journey, and this goes for anything in life, whether you're trying to improve as a person or get fit or whatever, once you fall in love with the journey, it makes everything so much more easier. Like, I loved going to the gym. I loved tearing my muscle fibers. I loved working, bro. I loved sweating, all of that. Like, once you have a solid why and a strong enough reason to actually stay consistent in what you're doing in life, it makes everything so much more easier.
Yeah, literally.
So much more easier.
Cause you see, like, when, like, cause me, I go gym probably 6 days a week or something. Like, I literally, like, I'm just in the gym working on cardio. And every time I'm in the gym, when I'm in the gym, I don't even like see it as, oh, I got to go to the gym, It's like a routine now. Like, it's programmed inside me, it's like a routine. So like, when I'm thinking of bigger things in life, it's like, it gets easier because I'm more healthy and my mind is more clear. And also like to my diet, and also like what I'm eating as well. So like, what's your diet like, guys? Come on, I have to spit out there, you get me?
Yeah, I got a fish drink over there, I got the soups over there. can't lie, my diet is terrible. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I'm like in the middle sometimes. Most of the time, I can't lie.
Okay.
It's very rare that I'm saying, yo, I'm gonna eat this because I'm trying to be healthy, or
it's true.
I just eat whatever I feel like eating at the time.
When I started, I'll be honest, I did try my hardest to like meal prep and that, but again, meal prepping is expensive. So if it's someone who can't sustain that kind of lifestyle, then it's not for you. But I would say my diet right now is a balanced diet. Like I eat my mum's cooking, as well as other things. I try and stay away, or I try to eat junk food in moderation, so it wouldn't be as much like the average person eating it once a week.
Once a week, yeah. Nah, it's true. You gotta have a cheat day.
You can't overdo it. You can't overdo it. Like I always say as well, people are always so focused on the external of your body, like making the outside of your body look good. You have to make sure that your internal's like in a much better condition. Because your internal is more important than your external. If your internal isn't functioning, then your external is not going to function.
Mind before matter.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to be aware of the things that you're digesting into your body. Like you have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Some foods aren't actually good for you. Eat it in moderation.
Definitely. And do you think like these foods affect people's mental health?
Yeah.
Most probably.
I can't lie, because
the
reason why
if you eat junk and feel like junk, you're gonna be junk.
Yeah, because I can't lie, even for me, there was a period of time where I was going ham, I was going KFC like every 2 days, can't lie.
This guy.
Fizzy drinks, no water, just sweets, I'm not in the gym, nothing. And then that kind of translated into my mental health and how I feel on a day-to-day basis. You just don't feel good, do you know what I mean? But you see, when you're actually physically fit and you're eating okay, not amazing, there's a difference, you know what I'm saying?
And I feel like that's the root to like procrastination. You feel me? Like I feel like when you're eating all these foods, you're just gonna feel in a bad mood. You're just gonna be sitting down watching Netflix, getting built like a fridge. You get me? Just doing all sorts of like unnecessary things. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like procrastination is a killer to a lot of people in the mind.
Yeah, it really is, man.
I think I heard a quote. It was like procrastination is the cost of the life you could have lived. So if you wasn't procrastinating, you could have lived the life that you wanted to live, but because you were procrastinating and you were wasting time, you don't get to live the life that you wanted to live. You know what I mean?
It's the killer of all dreams, basically. Yeah, procrastination is something and that affects everyone as well. Like, not one person on this earth can sit here and say they don't procrastinate from time to time. I think it all comes down to the way you deal with it. If you allow it to constantly take over your life, then that's when you have a problem. If I realise I'm procrastinating, see that's where being self-aware is so important. If you're aware that you're procrastinating, you're doing something about it, that's good. If you're aware of it and you're not doing nothing about it, then that's bad. And then there's some people that are not even aware of it at all.
You have no idea.
Like, you guys talk, there's something I need to say, I can't remember what it's called.
I think the thing with procrastination, a lot of people don't realise that it's a habit. So if you procrastinate with one thing, you might procrastinate with another thing. Or if you might procrastinate today, you're probably going to do it tomorrow, then you're going to get into a habit of saying, oh nah, I'll do it later, or I'll do it tomorrow. So the best way to kind of get out of the procrastination habit is, I use the 2-second rule. So as soon as you realise that you need to do something, count the 2 seconds, 1, 2. Regardless of what it is, don't think about it too much. I think that's the place where people go wrong. They think about it too much. Like, let's say you're laying down and you have to go gym. You think, oh, I have to get up, I have to find the gym clothes, I have to pattern the water or whatever you drink in the gym. You have to go to the gym, then you have to work. When you think about it too much, you're going to be like, nah. But if you just go get up, and don't think about it, you'll be fine.
Get up and just, because it's like, when you're in that process, you got to think about the reason why you're doing it. Why am I doing it? Before I say I quit. Your why's got to be greater than I quit. Because a lot of people have that understanding of, that I quit to the why. They're just in the middle. Like, I'm doing this, but I quit. I'm doing this, I'll quit. But why are you doing it? Are you doing it for your family? Are you doing it for someone you love? Or you have to find a drive of something that's, there. So like, I don't want to dive into that, You see that drive, like, what's like the drive for you to keep on doing what you're doing? Like, because obviously all of us individually have a reason why we're doing what we're doing.
I think for me, I just want to be rich, bro. I just want to be rich. Obviously, there's deeper levels to it. Like, I'm like the oldest sibling. I want to be the sibling that my younger siblings can come to and say, okay, I need this, my brother can help me, or my brother knows this person. Even just older cousin, I got a lot of younger cousins, my older cousin can sort this out. I want to be the person that kind of changes the direction in my family, because I think for a lot of families, one of the core problems is finance, and obviously I want to change that kind of dynamic in my own life and my family and for my future family. So that's the kind of like my drive. Every time I wake up, I'm just like, yo, I need to get to this and I just need to sort it out. But in terms of like exterior drives, I just want the nice cars, the nice houses, the nice apartments. I just think, why not? It exists for a reason. If other people can get it, why can't I have it? You know what I'm saying? What about you?
Yeah, I have some deep things about this. One of the reasons why I want to be successful, become the person that I see myself becoming, because I feel like, and this isn't to disrespect anyone in my family or whatever, but I feel like I'm the only one that can actually create the generational wealth or create change in my family.
I can relate.
I feel like I'm the only one who's willing to get the knowledge, do what it takes, put into my life, whatever. I feel like I'm the only person that can create that change, and I also feel like people are counting on me as well. Like, they may not know it, but they want a life where they can have things that they want. I know my mum doesn't want to work. I know she wants to like chill, relax and that. So I want to give her that life as well. And I also have people back home as well in Ghana and that, bro. Like, when I was younger, I remember I made promises saying, yeah, I want my uncle the 4x4 car or whatever, all of that. Like, I got to keep my word in it. So there's things that I need to take care of, man. That's what really pushes me. I can't lie.
For me personally, obviously from a rich perspective, obviously I want to, be good in wealth and everything like that. But also like just around like the UK and just around the world, just for like us, black people. I just want to make sure like man's there to be like, oh yeah, because Ibiki did this for me, Ibiki did that for me. That would mean so much money to me than £1 million. Because you can get £1 million one day and it could just go. But for someone to say, yo, you actually changed my life, you made sure I got into shape, you just made me everything, bro, that means a lot to me, I can't lie to you. And I'm going to keep on doing this until, every single black brother, I don't know if it's going to be every single, but some can come to the realization of being like, you can actually make a change in your life. You don't have to, let society ruin your mindset and, doing violence on each other, showing hate. Bro, like, you gotta show love out here, because when I was a bit younger, I know we've all felt this here. When we were young, we always used to have some sort of, animosity towards our other brother, to the point where, fuck this person, fuck that person, But when you get older, you have to realize, that as you're maturing, you just like, it's not worth it. Because it's going to put you in prison, literally. It's going to, put you in a grave and things like that. So it's a thing where you just got to show love and just keep it moving, literally, man. Literally. That's how it is for me personally.
Do you guys feel like you have a purpose to fulfill in this earth, like an obligation?
Definitely.
Like, for example, it's not even that I feel like, I know my purpose, or one of my purposes from God. I feel like we all have multiple purposes, but I don't think we just have one. But one of my definite purposes in life is to just motivate people. As in, I've always said I aspire to inspire before I expire. Like, the amount of messages that I get from social media saying, oh bro, you helped me doing this, bro, like, you changed my mindset, like, you're not one of a kind, but like, your mindset is proper, all of that, like, it's really motivating to me as well as me motivating you, you're motivating me. Knowing that I'm helping you change your life is like, it makes me feel so good, man. So that's why I enjoy putting out the stuff that I put out, the content that I create and put out into the world, knowing that it gets the right feedback, all of that. Like, it really makes me feel a type of way, man. Like, I'm actually so grateful for the people that I help in life.
So obviously, as you're saying that, what do you think will stop us, like stop guys from doing what they need to do? What do you think is there that stops us?
Distractions. I'm gonna say distractions, environment. Yeah, there's only one with those two. Distractions and environment. So distractions. I feel like a lot of guys, women, girls as well, are just distracted and not actually focused on what needs to be focused on. Spending too much time in the parties, too much time just doing things that don't serve your overall and end goal, do you know what I mean?
No benefit to your life.
And in terms of environment, I just feel like people are chilling with the wrong people. Like, if you want to be, okay, cool, I see a lot of people that say, okay, cool, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be successful, I want to be this, that, I want to drive this, that, live here, and whatever. But when you look at the people that are actually chilling around, it's like, what you're saying and what you're doing, it's not correlating, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, for example, if you want to be a footballer, chances are you're gonna have football friends. You're gonna have guys that want to play football. You're gonna probably have guys that are at a professional level, and that way you can gain counsel from them. But people are just not in the right places, I believe.
Yeah, and like for me personally, yeah, I feel like, you know, guys are always just chasing women for no reason. Like, well, why are you doing it for?
Don't even get me started.
It doesn't make sense. Nah, let's get into it. Like, what's your perspective on it?
Again, there's a book called The Way of the Superior Man.
Okay.
And also,
Been told to read that stuff.
yeah, also a friend of mine, Ty, like he also has a podcast, Energizer Pod, him and Tay.
Shout out
He also said the thing, choose women that chooses you.
Facts.
Like, there's a lot of guys out here that chase women that don't want them. Like, the women that they're going after for are only using them for their resources. So whether that's money or your time or your attention, seeking validation from you. Like, you're not choosing women that actually wants you. So by you constantly being distracted, chasing women, you're not fulfilling your life's purpose. You're not going out doing what needs to be done. You're not being a hunter, fam. Like, you're not going out there and doing what you need to do in life, man. And it's really annoying because I see guys doing it all the time, especially when I was in university, bro.
Which uni did you go to?
I went to Nottingham.
Oh,
Nottingham
so
Trent.
down.
Like, you're just seeing guys doing the most for girls that don't even want them. So bad,
I think
bro.
in regards to what you just said and what Ty said as well, when a woman chooses you, it makes your life so much easier. Like, for example, what we
Nah,
we roll.
We're the animal cuff in that, fam.
One thing that I learned, yeah.
Oh, you coughed?
Yeah, I'm still.
Are you?
Huh?
Are you?
Am I cuffed? Ah, man. What a question. Nah, I'm not.
Is anyone going to be mad when they see that?
Huh?
Is anyone going to be mad when they see that?
Nah. No one should be mad.
But as you're saying?
Send the applications, though.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. What I realised, yeah, what I used to see on social media, it only exists to an extent. So I used to think that, oh, you have to go out and get the girl, you have to go and take her out. Obviously, if you are pursuing a woman, that's fine, that's completely fine, go and do your thing. But it's only a problem when you're doing that, but the energy isn't reciprocal. Do you know what I'm saying? But you see, when a woman chooses you, you don't have to go and break your back. You don't have to go and give attention where you don't want to give attention. Why? Because it's mutual. I'm giving to you and you're giving to me. Do you know what I'm saying? It just makes it's just no stress. You know what I'm saying?
And if she just like supports like your time, respects your time.
Respect your time.
Time is the most important thing. Got respect, you know, and have loyalty as well towards you.
You see, when the woman chooses you as well, she also understands the type of life that you're living. So she's not gonna be, if she understands that you're a busy guy, you're doing so, she's not gonna be on your case. Oh, when are you gonna see me? You don't see me or not. You're not gonna have that down your edge. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
But yeah.
Literally, bro. You gotta choose women that chooses you, man. And it bothers me so much, bro, 'cause I just see it every day. Like, all these guys are just chasing after the wrong woman, and then they go home and complain, saying, girls are only using me for my money and that. Like, that's what you're offering to them.
You're just seeing it on TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
Bruh. I feel like they do you see when they put those algorithms on TikToks, I feel like they do it on purpose. So we can be programmed to do the same thing. You feel me? Just because like, it's like a system built, you know, to just make sure like we're just saying the same thing. Because they don't want us to say things out of the box. They want us to keep on doing the same cycle. You feel me? Like, yeah, man, it's crazy.
100%.
So yeah, you got any questions?
Nah.
Alright, cool. So obviously we'll move on to, you know, monk mode. So yeah, how do you feel about monk mode for the audience?
For those that don't know, monk mode is basically something that, I don't know if it was invented by, his name's Iman Gachi, I think that's how you say his name.
Okay.
It's basically a period where it's no drugs, no alcohol, no party, and like it's straight focus. Wake up, meditate, pray, whatever you want to do, and it's just straight focus, hyper focus. I basically created my own version called the Cozart coma.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
I didn't even come up with the name. I just put on my story that I want to create my own version, and someone popped up with the definition. It was like, oh, the Cozart coma, the state where you go to sleep to any behaviors that don't serve you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. When he gave me that, I was like, yo, that's great, that's cold.
Yeah, facts.
So that's basically a state where it's literally just hyper focus. There's no parties, there's no scrolling on social media for no reason. Doing activities that serve your purpose. You're not fooling around, you know what I'm saying? It's straight work all the time. Yeah, what do you think?
I kind of created my own one as well, you know. When I saw you make Cozart Coma, I said, you know what, let me think to myself, let me make my own one.
Yeah.
So mine's called the trance.
I hear that.
I put myself in a trance where you're basically focused and you're not being distracted by any external factors. I haven't completed it yet. Like I'm still adding to it, still trying to, you know, make it more fulfilling to me. But yeah, that's the one I've created, the trance. I think everyone should make their own kind of monk mode.
Yeah,
Don't follow one specific monk mode. Do something that's kind of personalized towards you, and yeah.
I think what keeps me in my own monk mode personally is I don't know if you lot have heard. Obviously, you guys have heard of NoFap, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm currently doing semen retention. I'm nearly on 120 days by doing it.
Sure.
And like since I've been doing it, boy, anything I think of or say, it's gonna come into light. You feel me? Oh, bro, I need to tell you this crazy story. So basically, I must have been in Battersea. This was about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I was with my parents talking. I was talking, you know Deji, the YouTuber, innit?
Yeah.
I was just talking about him, like just his family, about fitness and everything. Bro, you cannot make this up. As I'm walking, I see my man in it. I was like, yo, is that Deji? He's like, huh? Is that Deji? I was like, yo, Deji. I was like, oh, yo, what's good, man? Bro, I was like, bro, I wasn't like starstruck. I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, Deji's there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, I see him. I was like, yo, let me take a photo. Obviously, I had a quick conversation with him, but I wasn't really like trying to be a fanboy too tough. So I just took a photo and just kept it moving. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, manifestation is real, guys. Like, if you speak something to the existence, it will happen. But I feel like you have to be in a certain type of energy to be in that way, because you can't really be thinking, you know, some sort of way.
Your state of mind must be belief. I got that quote from Think and Grow Rich. That's never leaving my head. That quote is never leaving my head, bro. If you want anything to happen in life, your state of mind must be belief.
That's what it is.
I think the reason why it's key is because a lot of people say things, but they don't actually believe it's going to happen, and that's why it doesn't happen. But it's not to say that if you just say it and believe it, that it will happen. Yeah. You have to say it, believe it, and action. Then it will happen. And the reason why it will happen is because there's a difference between someone that acts and believes, and then someone that just acts. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you act and you don't believe it, your actions are half-hearted. But when there's someone that acts and believes, it's like they've put their whole body, their whole mind, their whole soul into this one thing. So there's no way it can't happen. It's just going to be a result of their previous thinking. Do you know what I'm saying? I believe we live in a world of cause and effect. So it's like whatever you do, there's going to be an effect. You keep eating shit. Walk I swear.
Yeah, go on. Come on. Yeah.
You keep eating badly, you're going to get fat.
Yeah.
If you keep wasting time, you're not going to get things done. Like, there's always an effect. So I think if you walk through life with the state of mind of belief and action, the only effect is going to be success. Do you know what I'm saying? All the results that you desire.
So true. State of mind must be belief, man. I'll tell you, that quote is never leaving my head, man.
It is.
It's never leaving my head.
So yeah, what do you usually like do on like weekends after you've had like a consistent hard week?
I'm gonna say weekends don't exist to me.
Yeah, that would really change.
Like Monday to Sunday I think the only different day is like Sunday, because Sunday I don't do like any major intensive work. It might just be like admin work, preparing myself for the following week. But I don't. It doesn't get to Friday. It's Friday today. I don't get to. It's Friday. No, it's Saturday. Yeah, yesterday. Like it doesn't get to Friday, and I'm thinking, oh, the weekend's here. I'm gonna relax because like I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? So I say my weekend is exactly the same to my weekday.
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah, like I don't. So you see how people, the normal person, probably go out, enjoy, club, whatever party. I'm not saying that's bad. Do what you want to do in life. Enjoy.
If you want to shake me out.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to shake me out, do it.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Me personally, I don't get any excitement from doing those kind of things anymore.
Yeah.
And not to say doing them things are bad, just that I don't feel excited partying and doing that. So yeah, apart from church, that's the only thing that's different on my weekends.
Yeah, because me in the weekends, I used to go, or I haven't been out for a long time. If I'm out, I'm working, or if I'm out, I'm going gym. Like, for me personally, like, if I'm in the club, like yesterday I was working in the club, obviously notes came through yesterday in the club and everything like that. And like, I was just there and I was like, you see this club thing, after, COVID, bro, it's just not it anymore. It's not it anymore, like, people just want to talk to you, you're just having unwanted energy coming your way,
so boring,
girls looking at you some weird way, like, I'm like, nah, ain't it, man.
I think for me, Clubbing and partying ain't really my thing, but the only time I'll probably really and truly go clubbing is if one, it's like one of my close friends' birthdays, or if I'm abroad. If I'm abroad, I'm definitely going just for the sake of going. But whilst I'm here, it's not really on my mind. Because I think for me personally, I don't really like being in. I've been very, very introverted from at a very young age, so I don't really like being in big environments, loud environments. Very rare. Like Carnival, that's an exception. But like on a normal day, I'd rather not be in a room full of just loads of people talking, everyone shouting. I like small, intimate conversations and gatherings. You know what I'm saying? Meaningful connections. That's my type of thing.
I'm that type of guy. When I did go out and that, I was. Before the motive, I'll be hyped and that, I'll be like, I'm gonna go to the motive, whatever. Yeah. Once I'm in the motive, I'm chilling against the wall. I'm either sitting down in the chair, drinking juice or whatever, or I'm baked up against the wall, bro.
I bet like...
Just there, cooling, because I'm not that type of guy who's in the middle, jumping up, shouting to music and that, bro. Like, that's not me.
You're just one of them guys, so a girl just comes through and is like, oh, you okay? Or something like that, you know,
you gotta be mysterious, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, man.
So mysterious. But I remember when I was in Nottingham last year, that was the last time I went to an actual club, because it was 3:30 in the morning and people were leaving. And I was with my guys and I'm like, yo bro, like, you ready to bounce and that? And they were like, nah bro, like, people are still here, let's chill. And I'm looking at my phone like, yo, it's 3:30 in the morning, like, what else is there to do? And I said, you know what, if these guys are gonna stay, it's calm, but man them, I'm see you guys in a bit. And I bounced, I left them at once, and ever since that day, I haven't gone back to the club, bro. Yeah,
them man were trying to sweep up, bro. That FIFA draft, you get me? You feel me? But as you're talking about Carnival, what was Carnival saying for you, man?
Bro, I didn't even go.
You see,
I don't go Carnival no more.
Sunday, obviously I went both days, innit?
Active.
Bro, imagine, I went with my other guys, innit, on my main group, but I didn't eat before I drank alcohol. But I was but basically, there's been so many times where I've drank alcohol without eating. So I was thinking, you know what, today's gonna be fine, you know what I'm saying? Bearing in mind, I had breakfast, I had nothing. The only thing that was in my body that day was Bacardi. No water, no juice, nothing. It was just Bacardi. I wasn't mixing it, I was drinking Bacardi straight from the bottle. So now what's happened is, the thing with alcohol, you think that it hasn't hit you. But when alcohol does hit you, it hits you just randomly.
Yeah, I tell you, bro.
Now, I'm walking, my vision's blurry, I'm dancing, I'm on the moon. Then fast forward, because that day my life happened in episodes, do you know what I'm saying? Because bare things I don't remember. Then, I remember walking, I was losing consciousness. I was like, nah, I need to sit down.
So it burst.
So I sat on the fence. These times I've lost my friends. I don't know where these guys are.
That's scary as well.
So I'm sitting on the fence, I'm leaning to the side like this. Then I blacked out. Then I've woken up, some woman's next to me, I'm vomiting, leaning on the floor.
I saw the snaps in this guy, that's something.
God damn!
I'm half conscious.
I saw the snaps.
So then I'm hearing someone say, get him water. Yeah. She's giving me a water, I'm drinking it like this because my head's facing this, I can't get my head up. So then blacked out again, woken up, there's a police officer. He's talking to me, he's like, how much do you have to drink, mate? I was like, I had Bacardi. He said, what did I drink? I said, I had Bacardi. We're laughing, blacked out again. Then I've woken up, then there's more police around me. They're like, oh, have you got a friend that we can call? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I unlocked my phone. How I unlocked my phone, I don't know. I was like, cool, get her. Then blacked out again, woke up, my friend was here, blacked out again. Then I'm being held, like I'm walking, but there's one guy here, shout out Tanks and the other guy. They're just holding me, but as I'm walking, I keep blacking out, waking up, blacking out, waking up.
What did you say, Tanks?
Yeah.
The D Tanks?
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh?
Who's that?
BR.
Well, Tanks is your boy?
Not boy, but I know him. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
I know, I've seen him before.
Potentially. I don't know.
Was like a ball, was he a gym man or something?
Nah. But then, it's only until at the end of Carnival where I started sobering up. I still couldn't balance properly, but I could walk and speak.
Wait, the fraudulent guy? Oh, him. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, go on.
But yeah, that was basically it. Then I took cab home, then I was fine. I was vomiting the next day, tried to go caf, the cabs were closed, it was hard.
Yeah, because I was seeing clips of Carnival, man. Like, did you see anything mad that you can remember in the Carnival?
That woman got boxed. I saw the snap.
I I didn't even see that.
Yo!
I didn't even
I
see
feel
that.
like
Do you even know the backstory behind that?
I just saw a woman get punched. I just saw it in the story.
Bro, that's nuts, bro. Obviously, I don't condone, you know, hitting women.
No, but she hit the guy first, didn't it?
Yeah, fair enough, innit? But, yeah, that's mad.
Once you touch another man, whatever happens is it's up to the guy. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm not for. But yeah, what you man saying now, innit?
Or for life in general.
Yeah, man.
I'm just been focused. I can't lie. I've been just really focused. I can't lie because I just turned 21 last month, but it's kind of a realization like, yo, you're getting older. You gotta sort your stuff out. Obviously, older adults might say 21, like you're still young, but when you actually hit 21, it's like, yo, I'm gonna be 24. Yeah, I'm 25 in 4 years. And like you wanna get the ball rolling, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ball's already rolling, but I wanna see results, like proper results. By 23, 2 years, I wanna be fully clear. So it's like I just been proper focused. I'm not really wasting time. I'm not having conversations that don't serve me or serve my long term goal. I'm just on the ball, do you know what I mean? What about you?
Yeah, I'll turn 21 in a couple of weeks. I'll be honest, I'm not really ready to turn 21, you know. And not because... Okay, it's because once you turn 21, yeah, you're what, 9 years away from being 30. And I have many goals that I want to achieve before I'm 30 years old. Like, there's things I need to get done. I want to be financially free before I'm 30. Like, there's so much things I want to do, and becoming 21 really soon, this means that I'm getting closer to that date of being 30. Like, it's gonna happen, and it's like what he said. It's a reality check. It's really a reality check. Right?
Obviously, for me, I'm slightly older. Yeah. Like,
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I don't really see 30 years old. I just see, as long as I'm looking after myself, I'm healthy, I'm strong in the mind, I can get to where I want to be. Because I have that mindset of like, I can see myself, I'm already there. So I just need to write down, be consistent, you know, discipline, track everything to, you know, push me to where I need to do. So I'm doing it. So I just take every day as it comes and live in the present.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because I feel like people have a misunderstanding of, you know, overthinking things. Because overthinking things is overrated.
Yeah.
Because you get so many ideas, you know, just splashed to you that you just forget the thought of mind that you actually do what you need to do. Because you're not living in the present, you're just zoned out thinking of other things.
Yeah, I agree with that stuff.
Yeah.
You need to live in the present, but then you also need to see the person that you want to be in the future.
100.
Like, there's one thing that I'm trying to do. I've done it already, but I want to do this frequently. Is getting a piece of paper or whatever and then writing down the man I want to be in the future. So
I've
writing
got that down on my wall. There's literally a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
I've written down all the attributes of
characteristics,
my
all
future
of that. Yeah. Just wanna. So whether that's a more disciplined man, confident, successful, even go deeper. Like, things you won't even tell anyone else. Just go deeper. Like, just write down a list of things that you want to be in the future, and then become that person. Start using. So the words that you've written down on that list, start implementing that into your life as the days go forward, basically. Like,
I feel like for all of us individually, we want to be a light in each street. Like, that everyone's in, if someone's in darkness, feel that light that someone can walk under and acknowledge. You feel me? So that's like the goal that we need to keep on building and building. Because I know there's brothers out there that are bright like us, yeah, that, you know, want to connect and, you know, want to, you know, do things to help the community. Because I feel like that love frequency will kind of bring everyone together, and we'll come to the realization of, you know, saying, yo, listen, you know, we're going to be here, we're going to be on top, we're going to get back to how we was before. All these distractions, all these things, you know, taking us away from ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
100 though, man. 100. You need to be a light in someone's life. 100%. If you're not, okay, it's not a thing if you're not, but I feel like it's really beneficial if you're aware that you're motivating someone in life. Because by you helping someone else, you're kind of helping yourself as well, in a sense. Like, you know that, okay, by me doing what I'm doing in life here, is benefiting this person, it's going to push me to continue to do what I'm doing in life.
Definitely.
Like, you help people with personal development, I help people with fitness and self-improving. By them telling me what I'm doing is benefiting them, it motivates me even more and makes me even more consistent.
Definitely. One of the things that I like to do, I like to leave people better than I found them. So that's why I like to have conversations with people, because you might just say one little thing just takes like one sentence that can change someone's whole paradigm, change their whole mindset, and just think, you know what, whenever I feel this way, I remember what Cozart said, and you know what, let me actually do what he said, or do you know what I'm saying? It just takes one little sentence. So if I can change one person, you can change a million people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's like my approach and the kind of mindset that I have behind it. And obviously social media helps with that, because now you can reach tens of millions of people, do you know what I'm saying?
What advice would you have for people, you know, who have yet to go to uni or college or like in university? What advice would you give to them?
I'm gonna say, obviously I'll let you say because you just came out.
I'll go first. Think everything through. If you are thinking of going to university, make sure you actually think it through. Don't go because your parents want you to go. Even though that may be hard, especially coming from an African household, your parents may force you to go to university, but you might have to actually tell them that you don't want to go. And don't just say you don't want to go. Actually have a plan, a vision, and then explain it to them. It may be hard for them to see it, but don't just go uni for the sake of going. If you're just going to go and live your life, be free, don't go. Unless you're, this is what I say, unless you're going to do become like a STEM student, so science, engineering, math, whatever, then don't go, or lawyering or something like that, or medical.
Yeah.
Don't go. If you're going for a course that you don't necessarily need a degree for, just learn off YouTube. There's courses out there that you can pay for that are way cheaper than university.
Information is free, guys.
Yeah.
Just be aware of that.
Exactly.
And also for me, I went to uni but I dropped out. I just wasn't feeling it. But something I did benefit from is like connecting, networking with people. Obviously doing, you know, this. Like if I didn't go to uni, I don't think I would have had the idea of having a podcast. But actually no, before I had the idea of doing podcasts in 2019. But like I didn't really follow it through too tough. I always used to have people that I used to just get around in a little room and everyone just talk. I just bring in random people. I don't even care where you're from, who you are. I'll just bring you in. Like, let's talk about something. Let's just talk. Like, cause you never know. Like you just get ideas. You can learn something from someone. I can learn a bit of knowledge from you. You can learn a bit of knowledge from me. Just share. Like just learn something. Cause we learn something new every day. So it was just a thing where like, you know, going to university, I did benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like look at it from a positive outcome or a negative outcome. I looked at it and I was like, cool, I'm learning something. I could just take that information. So I took the information and I followed it through. You feel me?
Yeah, I think for me, when you said the podcast thing, it just reminded me of an idea that I had. So anyone in uni or you're going to uni, you can take this idea still. I was thinking to create a podcast in uni, but call it Unicast. But do it in the, you know, their kitchen and the front room. Because obviously they basically they already got a setup. All you just need is the equipment that you got here. You got the sofas. All you just need is a mic. To get people, it's gonna be easy as hell.
Yeah, totally.
And obviously that's content for you in uni. You can build your personal brand and people know about you. You got a if anyone else wants to start a podcast in uni, you got the equipment. You just make. Do you know what I'm saying? You can make money from that. But I think in terms of going to uni, I never went to uni. I knew from a young age I didn't want to go to uni, just simply because I didn't see the benefit. But the advice that I would give to someone now that wants to go to uni, I would say think about why you want to go to uni. Do you want to go to have fun? If you want to go to have fun, that's completely fine. But as long as but you know what it is, I say
put yourself in debt, bro. Just have fun.
But think of it. If you at least you know consciously that I'm doing it because I want to have fun. So you've willingly done it at least, because most people do it but they don't know.
Okay, at least you're aware, but it's still a silly decision.
But now I also say that it depends on also what you want to do. Like if you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a doctor or whatever, go to uni. But if you want to actually do something else, the internet is free. There's so much stuff on the internet. Another thing that I would say as well. Oh, it slipped my mind. Wait, it should come back to me.
What was that about?
It was to do with uni. Yeah, here's an example I gave to my boy Joshua. Shout out Joshua. He basically said, I basically explained to him that, cool, I think uni is 9k a year, so people go uni for like 3 years. That's 9, 18, 27. That's 27k, yeah.
On top of maintenance loan as well.
Yeah, cool. Now watch it. If you had 27k in your account, would you buy a degree?
Hell no.
Now think of it this way, because you see when we make big purchases, you think about the decision, you think, is this really worth it? But because people go uni and they don't consciously see the money disappear from their account, they don't actually think about it, do you know what I'm saying? That's what I think people should do, just think about it. Is it worth it? If it's worth it, it's fine. If it's not worth it, don't make a different decision, do you know what I mean? But self-awareness, just as long as you're aware and you're conscious in the decision-making process, you're fine.
That's a very good point. If you had 27k, would you buy a degree? That's actually a good point still.
Most people wouldn't.
Yeah, you actually wouldn't.
Well, so what do you think they'll splash it on?
if you're smart, you'll use it to buy assets. You'll use it to buy beneficial things. But in this day and age,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of
That's
people
where all the
with that
soft
money
life babes come to you.
Yeah.
You get me?
to buy every weekend.
I think even in general, like, uni for 3 years, only to come out, you might struggle to get a job in that field, you might not. You're probably going to be earning a starter salary, probably, I don't know, maybe sure how much, that's like 20 something K a year, whatever. In that 3 years, if you didn't go uni, you decided to learn a skill elsewhere and apply yourself, I guarantee you could probably make way more than what you would have been making in that standard job. But then again, it goes down to person to person. If you're fine with that, then that's completely fine. But if you want more for yourself, uni isn't the only option. But yeah.
So obviously, I haven't really touched on anything. So basically, like, what do you lot do like as side hustles?
My main thing is I'm a drone pilot or drone operator.
Oh, right.
So like when you see drone video, like drone footage in a music video or whatever, that's like my type of thing. Just drone footage, aerial videography.
And how's that doing?
It's fine, to be funny, to be honest. Because you know what it is. I first got into it. I like media, but I realized I didn't really want to do the whole photography thing. So one day I was just surfing YouTube. I came across drones. I was like, oh, this looks fine. Then I got a lot of cameraman friends. They was like, yeah, they need drone pilots. Then that's how I kind of got into it. But yeah.
What about you?
Right now my side hustle will be YouTube. If you count that as a side hustle.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid from it yet. Hopefully, not hopefully, it will happen. Also, I plan to release fitness workout programs. I've already dropped the free workout program. If you want to find it, go to my Instagram, JasonLdn, click the link in my bio. Yeah, so I'm still working on potential side hustles, but for now, I'll just say it's YouTube.
What do you think mine is?
I've got no clue.
Like, what type of person would you think that I'd like hustling?
If you're doing a podcast, then I assume you have a YouTube channel. We're gonna do
That's one of them. That's one of them. Alright, cool. So I do, you heard of Forex trading, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a trader.
Okay, how'd you find that?
Bro, to be honest, like, the ups and downs, like, for you to do it, you can't just, like, say, oh, cool, I'm gonna trade, I see money, you can make money. When I started doing it, I kind of saw it as, like, yeah, I can make money in this thing. Yes, you can make serious money in this thing, but what you have to know is you have to have the right mindset, the psychology, everything. As you're talking on, you're getting fit, the mindset, the people you're around, your environment. Because who you are outside of the market is who you are in the market. So if you're impatient outside, you're going to be impatient inside. So it's a thing where the reason why people say, oh, trading's a scam, trading's this, trading that, because they don't have that patience. They just see the money in it. They don't see the psychology. They don't see the mindset. So me, over the last 3 to nearly 4 years, I've had to have that mindset. Even to this day, I'm still learning. But it's not as bad as how I was before till like now. And it's working for me. It's doing what I need to do. It's like giving me more time, to do things I need to do. And obviously, I have a work, I have a job as well. So yeah, man, it's doing me good. It's doing me good, man.
Oh, yeah. That's good. I am invested in some cryptocurrency coins. I was trying to learn the whole trading with, what do you call this thing again? Cryptocurrency. I don't think I had the patience then. But I'm a completely different person now than I was back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is another business that I'm trying to get into. I'm not gonna say it now. But yeah, that whole trading thing. How is it though? I wanna get into it.
Bro,
I don't want to get into Forex.
How do you get into Forex? What I would say is if you're a beginner, search up something called Baby Pips. It just teaches you things, like what are pips, what are stop loss, what's take profit. Everything you need to know. It just gives you like different strategies and things like that. If you just search it up and have time, just search it up and look at it bit by bit. And also that, just like what I advise people that would start is, listen to something called Trading in the Zone or read a book called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. And it just teaches you the infrastructures, the fundamentals about the market and how the market moves. And like, the patterns, everything like that you need to know. And boy, when you're consistent in that, yeah, the rest will be history.
That's like what's his name? Is it Yami? No, the guy who bought the penthouse in Canary Wharf.
Yeah, Urimi.
Urimi. That's one guy that I've noticed on TikTok. He's a Forex trader as well. I think he has his own business within Forex, as in he runs courses and stuff.
Yeah, it's called Urimi University, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, what he does is really cool, man. Like, he bought a penthouse in Canary Wharf. That's something that I want to do, man.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like as long as you're sticking to the discipline, because this is what I kind of clocked like because I'm on a bit of a high level of trading to the point where, you know, like, yeah. This is what I kind of clocked. I kind of clocked like, you know, people you trade, yeah, they like to gamble. They just gamble. They gamble. It'll be like one time I made £1,000, the next time I like made another £1,000, then the rest I just lost it. Bro, you put your real life situations into that situation, you're just like, nah, you're gonna lose your hair, fam. I'm telling you, you're gonna lose your hair. Like, nah, it's just not it. But yeah, it's just a thing where I didn't do it because I want to make money. I want to do it to, you know, be more free, have that freedom. Because all of us want to have freedom. All of us want to have freedom in that time to ourselves. That's the goal. Money and the goal is freedom. That's the goal. So it's a thing where, you know, I want to do it, you know, to change my situation. You know, as we're saying, change our lives and everything like that. But yeah, man. Any more words, guys?
I want to say that I have digital products available if you are interested in starting your personal development journey. I have the discipline tracker that's basically designed for you to become more disciplined. I use it myself.
Link will be in the description. That's it.
Well, also, I have my mentorship program that's going to be launching soon, where I'm going to teach you how to basically improve on your emotional intelligence, habits, time management, stuff, basically everything that's in the personal development field. I recently released the ebook as well. It's called Find Your Purpose, Find Your Power. I released that yesterday. That's basically about helping people find their purpose and create their purpose, find out their calling and giving themselves direction and meaning in their life. But yeah, that's me.
Find your purpose, find your what?
Find your purpose, find your power.
It. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the video, guys, man. It was good. Make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribe to your channel, follow them on socials.
I am Cozart.
JasonLdn. That's on TikTok and Instagram.
I hope you guys, you know, stay fruitful and stay blessed.
And YouTube as well.
Peace, guys.